right, but we are doing on the house call. You may be able to hear we're doing the team introductions. Let's run over the teams again. We've got the Belladonnas have up 5B pressure. Number 822 Gunpowder Gertie. Number 22 Moulin Bruise. Number 138 Negative Nancy. Number 238 Preacher's Slaughter. Number 94 Scourge Her. Number 01 Shannon the Cannon. Sharkbait. Number 23 Sparkle Motion. Number 51 or 5 foot 1 inch Spaz. Number 29 Taz. Number 222 T.Knee. Number 18 Timber, and number 11 Tie Dye. And they're coached by Quiet Riot and Fluster Cluck. I'm not going to say that name again.
Okay, awesome. And for the Thompson Okanagan All-Star team, we have number 660, A Kilo the Honey, 94 Blair Block, 16 Boffelicious, 808 Born to Hula, 555 Dixie Drift, 89 Firecracker, number 10 Foxy McMuff, 114 General Discomfort, 24 Hurricane Hannah, number 9 Killer Bikini, number 2 Lady Fondle, L7 Morticia, 9X On Your Knees, 11 Purple Kush, 34 Rambumptious, 88 Smash Gordon, and number 17 Gnarly Charlie. Go!
Sorry, that is Snarly Charlie.
Oh, is it?
I actually made the same mistake in the first game. It's an S, not a G.
Oh,
but here we
damn.
are. First jam, we have number 34, Rambumptious, jamming for Toast. And she is facing off against number 822, Gunpowder Gertie. Gunpowder Gertie at the back of the pack. Rambumptious trying to reach the four Belladonna's blockers. And Dirty Gertie finds a path around the outside, gets past number 11, Purple Kush, and claims lead jammer in the first jam for the Belladonnas. Belladonnas in purple, Toast in the gray. Rambumptious knocked out of bounds by number 29 Taz of the Belladonnas. Now finds a way up the inside, but only to run into B Pressure and Shannon the Cannon. Shannon the Cannon muscles her out of bounds and forces her to the back of the pack. But here, now Rambumptious fighting to the front of the pack, but Gunpowder Gertie on a scoring pass, first scoring pass of the game, first scoring pass of the jam. And at the front of the pack, knocking down number 11, Purple Kush, forced out of bounds by Foxy McMuff. Foxy McMuff did not skate in the previous game against the Anarchy Angels, now skating against the Belladonnas. And Gunpowder Gertie having much more trouble in this scoring pass than she did in the initial pass. Now it's up to the front, cut off by Purple Kush. However, we still have the Rambumptious on her initial pass for Toast and knocked out of bounds by a big shoulder check from Shannon the Cannon. And it takes a while to pick herself back up, slowly recovering from a vicious shoulder check. But Gunpowder Gertie having some trouble herself, got knocked out by Foxy McMuff, had to recycle to the back of the pack. Now coming up against Snarly Charlie and forced to the inside by Foxy McMuff. So Foxy McMuff, great work in that jam, holding Gunpowder Gertie to one scoring pass, but she does put 5 on the board.
Yeah, that was some nice defense from Toast there. Yeah, Foxy McMuff definitely had her number, and I definitely feel the pain of the Toast jammer for sure. I took a few hits from Shannon the Cannon in the last game. Those are not to be trifled with.
That's right. That is a powerful blocker. And another powerful blocker for the Belladonnas, Timber, number 18. I see. She really impressed me in that first game against Terminal City, although Terminal City did come out victorious on that. Now we have...
There's some confusion on the line there. I'm not sure what's going on.
Negative Nancy, number 138. Negative Nancy jamming for the Belladonnas against Firecracker, number 89. Both jammers out of the pack, though, but the Belladonnas claiming lead jammer for the second time in the second jam. Now, Negative Nancy just slips into the pack, stuck behind Boffelicious, calls off the jam, and just going to get 2 points, but still no points for Toast. Jams in a row, holding Toast to no score. 7 points on the board for the Belladonnas. So the Belladonnas not really opening up a big gap yet.
No, the Belladonnas are a very defensive team. They have a lot of very large blockers. So they're definitely, they are straight off the line the first 10 minutes of the Terminal City game. They held us to, I think, 4 points for the first 10 minutes. So I'm not surprised to see them come out really hard for this game.
Spaz, number 51, jamming for the Belladonnas. Quickly around the outside, got lead jammer already. Dixie Drift, number 555 for Toast. Yeah, you can tell by the condition of her jersey that she did not skate in the previous game. Neither did Hurricane Hana, also coming in as a blocker. But Spaz racing through the pack, gets through, but Dixie Drift did get out of the pack in time, so only 4 points for Spaz. And looks like Dixie Drift just slipped in for 2.
Grab some points. Grab the point for the blocker in the box, and just that one blocker at the back. That's why you always skate till the last whistle.
That's right. So Dixie Drift putting Toast on the board with 2 points. 4 points scored by the Belladonnas brings them to 11 points. And we're just 4 minutes into the first half. We got Negative Nancy, number 138, lining up for the Belladonnas, and On Your Knees, number 9X, jamming for Toast.
Yep. Little bit of jammer defense that didn't go quite as planned, and does Toast have their first lead jammer?
On Your Knees for Toast, getting out first for lead jammer. Negative Nancy crushed by a big shoulder check from Mortusha. Preacher Slaughter was trying to screen her out of the way, but now
that's
Negative
a cut.
That is a cutting the track penalty. So that's going to be our first power jam, and it goes in Toast's favor. And look at B Pressure way ahead of the pack. Now that was Timber trying to bridge, but that was. But I think Timber was herself more than 20 feet away from the pack. So that was a big out of play penalty for B Pressure. Of course, she still only serves a minute, but still power jam. On Your Knees, driven out of bounds by Preacher Slaughter as she enters the pack. So he had to recycle all the way around the turn. Comes back in. Now going one-on-one with Preacher Slaughter. Preacher Slaughter takes her down with a hip check. But she comes back in, just slips in clean. Preacher Slaughter was trying to drop back. But On Your Knees managed to slip in just ahead. And there it is. Okay, the referee was holding 4 points, but he gave her the 5th point, I think realizing that the jammer was in the penalty box for the Belladonnas. And there goes On Your Knees coming through a second time. Second Grand Slam, 10 points for Toast, and that puts them in the lead.
Nice job, Toast. That was a really great power jam, actually. It was a shame that I think she was coming up the back of the pack just as Tie-Dye was coming out. I don't think she realized that Tie-Dye was running out of the penalty box. They're coming to get her. It's one of those situations where you kind of want to yell at the jammer, run away, run away. She did a great job. So yeah, we've got 16 for Toast and 11 for the Belladonnas. Maybe we should talk about one of our sponsors, Pivot Star.
I never heard of them. Can you tell me about them? Owner and proprietor of Pivot Star.
Well, yes. So Pivot Star. Oh, look at that lovely banner. So yeah, I own and operate Pivot Star in Vancouver, Canada. Actually, it's really funny. I have a few people that I have a few customers, Canadian customers, that email me and ask if it's okay to do Canadian dollars and is it okay to ship to Canada? And I'm like, I'm here, guys. I'm Canadian. Everything gets, all of the production gets made in Canada, in Vancouver, so it's all homegrown. But the most exciting thing right now, and unfortunately we're not watching a game that can showcase them, but we do have the new line of uniforms that came out this year. And you would have seen TCRG skating in them, and also the Anarchy Angels skating in exactly the same jerseys, which is a little confusing. I'm like, who are my teammates? I'm not sure. Anyway, so yeah, very excited. It's looking forward to seeing lots more Canadian teams wearing Canadian uniforms.
I think we saw a lot of Francie pants going on the Anarchy Angels. Is that
right?
They've
got the shebang. They actually won a competition that I did earlier on Facebook, which was really fun. We got people to send in inspiring pictures.
We've got both the jammer and the pivot in the penalty box for the Belladonnas. That means we've got a power jam for Rambumptious, number 34 of Toast.
That was a beautiful slide by on the outside. Looked like she was going to get pushed out by Taza, but she managed to keep her balance, keep pushing in. And then we got we've got Negative Nancy coming back into jam again. Looks like she just got pushed over that apex.
Rambumptious at the front of the pack, facing a 3-wall. Now one-on-one with Shannon the Cannon, but she runs out of room, has to give the free pass. But Negative Nancy, that buys time for Negative Nancy to catch up. So it's going, but Rambumptious is going to call off the jam. And that is 5 points for Toast and 0 for Belladonnas.
Nice. If Toast can keep this up and just keep nickel and diming this, they're going to do really well against the Belladonnas.
Now we saw something similar. Belladonnas coming out strong against Terminal City, but then then I think the fourth or fifth jam, Kim Jana scored an 18-point jam or 17-point jam, and that put Terminal City ahead. And then they did not look back behind, back again. That was and Belladonnas took a long time just to even start putting more points on the board. But now we've got Dixie Drift driven out of bounds by a shoulder check from Timber right off the first whistle. Meanwhile, up front we have Gunpowder Gertie going against Buffalicious and Lady Fonda. Lady Fonda, we were worried about her from the previous game. She had hurt her knee, but looks like she's back in the mix and a strong blocker for Toast. But Dixie Drift still trying to get out for her initial pass, facing all four of the Belladonna's blockers. It's let me see, Scourger, B Pressure, and Timber, and who's that fourth one? That is Preacher's Slaughter.
Oh, Jammer is out, coming around.
Drift able to get out of the pack, but here's Gunpowder Gertie on a scoring pass, having a big fight on her hands. Now Smash Gordon and Lady LaFonda getting in front of her, and Gertie calling off the jam. 3 points Belladonnas.
Yeah, Toast is definitely not making it easy on these Belladonnas jammers. They're definitely, I'm really impressed with their defense, especially because this is a mixed team from the Okanagan. So, they haven't skated together, they haven't played together, and this is really impressive to see that, these guys have that level of awareness and ability to skate with other players. So it's really impressive.
Fresh jammers on the line. On your knees, number 9X for Toast against Spaz, number 51. Spaz on the outside. I did see her step out, and it looked like
she's taking herself to the box.
Mortusha just able to nudge her out, and Spaz did that little tap out of bounds, and then picked her foot back up without going all the way back out of bounds, and was in front of a skater, and that means it's a cut. So it's a power jam for On Your Knees. Now On Your Knees trying to get past all four Belladonna's blockers, gets past Taz, Shannon the Cannon holding the line. Teeny stumbled to her knees, and Tie-Dye way back there bridging. Shannon the Cannon, desperately trying with a hip check, but not able to stop On Your Knees. She gouts out for lead jammer. That was her initial pass, though. And now the Toast anchoring the pack in turn 3. So the Belladonnas once again, they regroup, and now Tie-Dye getting just clipping her with a hip check, and On Your Knees has to recycle to the back of the pack. So slowing down. This is her first scoring pass. Now Taz dropping back the bridge. Teeny dropping back the bridge. Now it's just Tie-Dye and Shannon the Cannon. Tie-Dye comes across. Shannon the Cannon staying in position. On Your Knees at a standstill, but finally the referee's arm goes up. Tie-Dye just got a little too far separated from Teeny, and that meant a free pass for On Your Knees and 5 points in the bank for Toast. But now Spaz just released to the penalty box. An instant reaction from the Toast blockers. They start moving forward. That's going to force Spaz to go as far as possible to catch up to the pack. And that's On Your Knees calling off the jam. 2 points for Toast.
That was a painful 7 points that she got there. Holy moly, she fought for every single one of those. Yeah, power jams are definitely an interesting animal. It's been interesting to see how they've evolved and changed, and the passive offense. And I know some people hate it and some people love it, but you know what? Teams are getting so much better at destroying the passive offense that, I think we're going to see a lot of change with power jams in the next little while.
That's right. Evolved or devolved, your mileage may vary, but right now we have Rambumptious jamming for Toast. She getting knocked around, but we got oh darn! That is? That is Negative Nancy jamming for the Belladonnas. Sorry, I had a little trouble getting a line of sight, but we have Rambumptious, his lead jammer, and Negative Nancy getting out of the pack about a half a lap behind Rambumptious as she enters into the pack on her first scoring pass, stuck behind Timber, number 18 for the Belladonnas. And now B Pressure knocking her to the infield, and Rambumptious is going to call it off for 2 points for Toast.
Yeah, Rambunctious had a really good game last game, actually, when I was watching them against the Anarchy Angels. She's not a skater that I know, but she's got some nice, beautiful, powerful strides on her, and she's able to push her way through, even past these the larger blockers of Belladonna. I mean, they're not to be trifled with, that's for sure. So it's really impressive. So it looks like we've got Dixie Drift up here for Toast against number 27.
22.
Is that Moulin Bruise? All right.
First time jamming this game for the Belladonnas. She jammed quite a bit for the Belladonnas against Terminal City, but did not have much luck. But this time getting lead jammer. She did not. I think she only scored 2 points the entire game against Terminal City. But her first time up jamming gets lead jammer against Toast. Dixie Drift knocked to the infield, but picks herself up very quickly.
Oh,
and only to report to the penalty box, it's a power jam for the Belladonnas.
This is what they wanted. This is what they've been waiting for.
Moulin Brews on her first scoring pass, going one-on-one with Lady Fondle. Lady Fondle holding up, but finally Moulin Brews dodging around, gets the grand slam. First scoring pass for Belladonnas on this power jam. Their first power jam of this game. Now comes in on her second scoring pass. Foxy McMuff. Is that Foxy? Yes, Foxy McMuff. Holding the line, staying in front of her. Now it's Lady Fondle and Buffalicious, but Buffalicious unable to stop her. Moulin Brews coming through a second time. 10 points so far for the Belladonnas. Looks like T.O.A.S.T going to the penalty box, and Lady Fondle
Lady
too.
Fondle, yep.
So both teams dropping a blocker in this jam. Moulin Brews fights off Foxy McMuff a third time and gets a third grand slam for the Belladonnas. So the Belladonnas coming back strong. They are just 1 point away. If she can score 1 point, and that's going to do it. She gets 5 more points, and that's going to put the Belladonnas back in the lead. That's the power of a power jam. And Moulin Brews I believe time actually ran out on that jam. And Dixie Drift looks like she was released just before the end of the jam. So the Toast will be able to field a fresh jammer.
Yep, we've got 2 jammers on. So we've got on your knees nine times. And looks like we got Gertie up there. I can't tell. Yeah, it is. We got Gertie. We got Gertie for the Belladonnas. Okay, so we've got
Gunpowder Gertie and on your knees.
There we go. Looks like we have a 3-on-3 pack. So we've got, no one has pack advantage right now. On your knees is having a hard time with Timber at the back, but it looks like she's going on the outside. But no, looks like she's got caught up on Gertie. But no, she manages to jump her way over Gertie. Oh, big hit from Timber on the corner there. Oh, that is not someone you want to get hit by. Still pushing. Managing to see a space up the inside. And oh, she sneaks past B Pressure. Is she going to make it? Yes. All right, so we have lead jammer for Toast on your knees. And Gertie is having a hard time at the back here. But looks like Toast is losing their blockers to penalties here.
That's right. It is now a 3-on-2 pack in favor of the Belladonnas.
Yep.
Gunpowder Gertie just getting out of the pack before On Your Knees can get in there on her first scoring pass. Dodges around Timber, slips past Preacher's Slaughter, and completes the pass for 4 points.
Nice 4 points there. That was some beautiful offense as well, taking B Pressure out so that she could be scored on and collect the points in the box.
That's right. By the way, when you were calling play-by-play there, you were making a rookie mistake. It just when things change, don't bother saying no. It's implied.
All right.
Otherwise, you'll just spend the entire jam just saying no. Things. You just.
I know. I'm thinking of it as a skater. I'm like, oh no, what are they gonna do right now? What would I do in this situation? Oh.
No, it changed again. That was okay. But back to the game. We have Rambumptious, number 34, jamming for Toast, and number 51, Spaz, jamming for the Belladonnas. Spaz held up by Mortusha, but gets around her, now up to the front, dodges, tries to leap behind General Discomfort. General Discomfort forcing her out of bounds, and she gets the cut.
Oh.
She gets the cut, and tie-dye right behind her, so the Belladonna's down a jammer and a blocker. It looks like, who is that? There's the blocker in the penalty box. See if you can find out who is that number 17? Or Snarly Charlie. Oh, okay. That is Snarly Charlie. I just had what do you call it? A brain flatulence. There's Rambumptious knocked out of bounds. She is on a power jam right now.
Oh, and the Belladonnas are doing a really great job of pulling her all the way to the back. That was some beautiful pulling her back so she goes all the way back behind those guys before she can come in and even engage.
And that is
out again.
That is a powerful tactic for killing the power jam, forcing that if you get the jammer out, then your entire team stretches out as far back as possible, and Belladonna is doing it beautifully.
Beautiful penalty kill right here from the Belladonnas, and a nice hit from Shannon the Cannon right there. But she's hit out of bounds and looked like a cut to me, but that's okay. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
Rambumptious finally looking frustrated out there. Calls off the jam. Spaz was standing in the penalty box with tie-dye right next to her, and looks like General Discomfort of Toast also standing in the penalty box. So all 3 skaters in the penalty box are standing up. Except we have one behind there is them. One sitting. Okay.
They're hiding. They're doing a little penalty box dance right there.
That's right, but her sitting height is the same height as Spaz. Well, Spaz is leaning over. I'll give her credit for that.
I know. All right, we've got Dixie Drift up for Toast, and she's getting pushed out by a
Belladonna's blocker, but Spaz
there we go.
Screaming out of the penalty box
and
gets a cut
penalty.
in the track. She came in the center of the pack. She must re-enter the pack from the rear when she comes in from the penalty box, and she did not. There was a skater behind her, and so she got immediately sent back. Major tactical error by the Belladonnas, and that means that Dixie Drift is going to get another minute of power jam. And so the Belladonnas is going to have to work again. There's Tie-Dye with a big shoulder check. That was a spear to the sternum of Dixie Drift, taking her down, but she gets up very quickly. But that's enough time for the Belladonnas, Preacher's Slaughter and Negative Nancy to come in and get their hits in on Dixie Drift. But Dixie Drift gets out. She is lead jammer. Tie-Dye, number 111 for the Belladonnas, going back to the penalty box.
Yep.
She was just in there with Spaz, now going to rejoin her. There goes Dixie Drift up the inside lane, almost completely unguarded inside lane. Preacher Slaughter made an effort to try and reel her back in and slow her down, but Dixie Drift picking up an easy 5 on that pass. And now
doesn't look like it's going to be so easy on this pass, unfortunately. Taz is back out from the box. We've got Negative Nancy and we've got Preacher Slaughter here. They're doing a good job with their bridging. She's being pushed. Oh, she just manages to stay in on the outside there, just around Taz. And we got Spaz back in for the Belladonna's jammer. She's pushing up on that front wall.
And leaps across a fallen Buffalicious. And now way at the front, Born to Hula, trying to get her, but realizes she's too far ahead and avoids getting that out of play penalty, and that's going to be a completed pass. Initial pass from Spaz. Remember, she went back to the penalty box because she cut the track on re-entry. But that's going to be 3 more points for Dixie Drift in that last scoring pass.
This is an interesting score. We've got 56 to Toast and 35 to the Belladonnas.
34?
34. Sorry, I should learn to read.
Right
That's American counting? English counting. We just add
like
one.
That's like a baker's dozen or a Canadian 34.
Exactly, that's it. If in doubt, Lulu, just blame the Englishness. We're all good. All right, we've got On Your Knees again up against Moulin Bruise. It looks like On Your Knees, manages to squeeze past Timber up back there. Gets caught on the outside. And Shannon's going to come back and bring her back.
Moulin Bruise getting around Smash Gordon and Mortusha, but up front, Lady Fondle and Firecracker trying to hold her in, but Moulin Bruise gets lead jammer. There's On Your Knees, though, finding the outside lane and gets out as well. About a half lap behind the Belladonna's jammer. Moulin Bruise entering the pack on her first scoring pass of the jam. Slips and just gets ahead of Firecracker. Calls off the jam from the ground. It looks like she actually just got tangled up with another skater.
But she's going to get 0.
No score for the Belladonnas.
No points for either jammer right there. Looks like we've got Snarly Charlie jamming for the first time here for Toast. And we've got Gunpowder Gertie back on the line.
The first time jamming today. Snarly Charlie was strictly blocking in that game against the Anarchy Angels. Of course, I keep wanting to say Dirty Gertie, but is there a skater named Dirty Gertie? Yeah.
There probably is. I would say that there is. Somewhere in the world there is.
There
definitely.
Has to be. But Gunpowder Gertie, the jammer for the Belladonnas, knocked to the outside. Comes back in. Buffalicious going to the penalty box now. Snarly Charlie, though, getting around B pressure and right behind Gunpowder Gertie. But Gunpowder Gertie in control of the clock with lead jammer status. The pack moving very quickly and very spread out. In fact, only 2-on-2 right now. Taz going to the penalty box for the Belladonnas. That's going to be a minimal pack right now.
Yeah.
Snarly Charlie just trying to get in there, but doesn't quite get it. No points for Toast as the jam ends.
Yeah, these penalty boxes are getting full today. The NSOs are getting their work cut out for them with all that stopwatch action. They're going to get sore thumbs. Okay, we've got Rambunctious.
A common injury for the penalty time.
Absolutely. Looks like we've got Rambunctious, number 34 for Toast, up against Moulin Bruise on a mini pack. We've got a 2-on-2 situation. We like to call this Jammer's Choice.
This is the smallest the pack can possibly get. Big shoulder check.
Both jammers got hit out on opposite sides at the same time. So looks like Rambunctious is managing to push her away, but Moulin Bruise cuts out first.
Lead jammer to the Belladonnas. And it looked like she was out of the pack, but Rambunctious pulled back in, and now
we have
holding the front line. She's getting screened off by Foxy McMuff, and that opens it up for Rambunctious. But here comes Moulin Bruise on her first scoring pass, easily getting past this minimal pack. Lady Fondle and Foxy McMuff did not even see her. Jam gets called off by Moulin Bruise. 4 points, Belladonnas.
I think there was like 3 skaters on there at one point. That was like a micro pack.
A lot of penalties in this game. This is the third game of the day. Both teams have already played one full bout before this. Of course, that's tomorrow. They will only play one game each, and tomorrow it's going to be the Anarchy Angels and Terminal City that have to play 2 games.
Yes, we will. Very exciting.
We've got General Discomfort jamming for the first time for Toast, number 114.
But Gunpowder Gertie's going to get out first. She's got lead, and General is going to be pushing on through in a very fast pack right now. We've got Timber out the front. She's got one person to deal with. She managed to slip by. She's up. She's out as Gertie's coming back in for her scoring pass. Nice and easy through the pack. Pick up those 4.
All right, and Gertie's going to call it off for 4. So it looks like the Belladonna's trying to close that gap, but Toast so far holding strong, looking very strong.
Yeah, and we've got under 7 minutes left in this half, so there's not long to go, and we've got 59-44. This is a very close game at this point.
Purple Kush, number 11, sitting in the penalty box for Toast. Toast in the gray, and Belladonna's in the purple. They have Spaz, number 29. She is standing in the box, so she has less than 10 seconds. She'll be rejoining the pack shortly after the first whistle. And Tie-Dye jamming for Belladonna's against number 9X, Anya Knees for Toast. And Anya Knees stumbling over a fallen Teeny.
But it looks like she's still going to get out. She's going to get lead, even though she's been swallowed back into the pack. So this is an interesting situation. She has lead, but she's... That's
right. She gets her hips ahead of the pack, but got knocked down by Teeny.
Yeah, it looks like we might have had a high block right there.
Tie-Dye, the jammer for the Belladonnas, has fallen. I did not see the hit, unfortunately.
It actually looked like someone came in to hit Anya Knees, and as she flipped back, her helmet went into Tie-Dye's face there. So I think it was probably just a ricochet of a helmet straight off the face. So that is not what you expect. So it looks like we have the EMTs heading over there. They're looking after her now. Okay, so we're just going to take this opportunity to take a quick break, and we'll be back shortly once everything's been organized here.
And we are back. We have this is the first jam. You didn't miss anything, folks. This is the very first jam after that break. Tie-Dye is over in the corner. It looks like she got a major hit to the face, and actually a split lip. The medics are taking care of her. But right now we have Rambunctious gets out first for lead jammer for Toast. Moulin Bruise still stuck in the pack. Goes up the inside, sliding on one knee. Nice hit by Morticia Militia to put her there, and she has to recycle to the back of the pack. But Rambunctious getting the same treatment from the Belladonna's blockers, and she now on. But she is one lap ahead of Moulin Bruise, and Moulin Bruise getting out of the pack on her first scoring pass.
No, I think that was Moulin's initial pass, so I think Rambunctious is going to be scoring right now, but it looks like Moulin's going to put some pressure on her, and it looks like she's going to call it. And we've got 0 points for the Belladonnas, and I think it was 0 as well for Rambunctious on that pass.
That's right. That is Tie-Dye. She is holding an ice pack to her face. She actually got a split lip. So that was a serious hit that she got that sent her to the ground. In fact, there was actually blood that the medics had to clean up with their anti-blood solution. I'm not sure what it's called, but. So we've got, but Tie-Dye is being looked after very well by our medic. We love to have them here. Right now, second jam. Now we have Firecracker, number 89, getting through first for lead jammer for Toast. Yeah. So once again, Toast coming out strong. Lead jammer 2 times in a row so far. Gunpowder Gertie still in the pack. Dodges past Foxy McMuff. and gets past Buffalicious to complete her initial pass, but here's Firecracker on her first scoring pass. Finds an outside lane, gets all the way to the front, caught by T.O.A.S.T. T.O.A.S.T. number 29 with a shoulder check, but runs out of room, and Firecracker gets through for 4. But here's Gunpowder Gertie into the pack on her first scoring pass, trying to match those 4 points, but gets into the penalty box.
Looks like Gertie's going to the penalty box, which means we have another power jam for T.O.A.S.T. here. And we've got Firecracker. Looks like, I think this is her first power jam that she's going up. Looks like we've got everyone in play. We've got some bridging going on by the Belladonnas, and she manages to slip past T.O.A.S.T. to get her 5 points for that scoring pass.
That's right. Negative Nancy Sparkle Motion number 23. That's my favorite name this weekend. And Negative Nancy and Taz also trying to hold the line. But that's another scoring pass for Firecracker. I think the second one on this power jam, third one of the jam. And up front, Taz doing very strong blocking at the front, holding Firecracker in the pack. Now Sparkle Motion moving in to make it a 2-wall, but they run out of room, gets a free pass, and a multiplayer block called on Sparkle Motion.
Which means that we are down to 2 blockers again on the Belladonna pack. We've got 2 to 4 up here. We've got a nice big pack advantage for T.O.A.S.T. So let's see if they can make some stuff happen here on this power jam.
And
she slips around the outside, but she gets caught by T.O.A.S.T., who's going to keep pushing, but she manages to get around her and get those 5 points just as Gertie steps back on the track.
A credit to T.O.A.S.T. on that one. She was forcing Firecracker to work for every single scoring pass. She made contact every single time Firecracker came by, but Firecracker able to put big numbers on the board, bringing them up to 82 points, and the Belladonna's stuck at 44.
You know what? Taz has had an amazing couple of games. Actually, I'm constantly impressed by how she progresses every time that I see her. She's got beautiful positional blocking, and she's also able to make that contact and drive those jammers out when she needs to.
Born to Hula, number 808, jamming for the T.O.A.S.T. Now she gets out first. This is her first time jamming. She didn't jam against the Anarchy Angels at all. First time jamming this game. Spaz, the ubiquitous jammer for the Belladonnas, gets through, but about a half a lap behind Born to Hula. Born to Hula hits the pack on her first scoring pass, and a double block. That was a tandem block, not a multiplayer block. They just moved together like one. Teeny and Shannon the Cannon came across, and Born to Hula very wisely calling off the jam.
Yeah, so I think Born to Hula picked up 4 points there, and I didn't think the Belladonnas managed to score.
I love the synchronicity between Teeny and Shannon the Cannon. They were just like one person moving together, but they were not locked. There was not a multiplayer block. They were completely separate. They were just moving as if they were attached at the hip.
Yeah, they do. You know what? These Belladonnas blockers do really work well when they're attached together like that. Not by the arms, but just by the mind. Oh, big hit by Timber at the back.
On your knees, sent reeling, sent spinning, and has to back up to all the way out of turn 1. Moulin Bruise clinching lead jammer for the Belladonnas in the meantime. On your knees gets a big shoulder check from B Pressure, but stays upright. That was right to the sternum, but she just recovered very quickly. Now there's Moulin Bruise on a scoring pass behind Hurricane Hannah. Hurricane Hannah back and forth across the track, but Moulin Bruise able to slip by. Now it's more Tusha up front. Now Starly Charlie comes across and backed up by more Tusha. Moulin Bruise always driven all the way to the back of the pack. On your knees, still on her initial pass as Moulin Bruise now finds the opening on the inside lane and gets the grand slam.
Yeah, On Your Knees is still fighting to get through on her initial pass here. She's having a really hard time with these blockers at the back. We've got Timber and Taz. Looks like we're going to be star pass attempted right now. And no, that's an aborted star pass. All right, we've got On Your Knees is back up again. She's taken on Taz. She manages to squeeze past Taz, and it looks like she's going to get a free pass right up the inside line there. I don't think Timber and Sparkle Motion saw her coming. It's always nice when those holes open up and no one's looking at you. It's like, look over here. There's sparkly things over in the corner. Don't look at me.
I'm not sure. I don't know if I...
All right, we got halftime here, and the score is 86 to T.O.A.S.T, 56 to the Belladonnas.
A 30-point separation. Now, I just want to give a quick shout-out to Salter Watercrafts. Now, you can still buy your raffle tickets online for a chance to win the beautiful boat that's being shown right now on the screen. You can
it's beautiful.
That's right. Go online. You can go to the West Coast Dust Up Facebook page and buy your and you can find a link to buy your tickets there. You can also, but you can see this boat and more like it at www.salterboat.com.
Yep.
They are a great sponsor for this great event. We're really glad to have them.
Yeah, I've already bought my raffle tickets, so buy a couple, but not too many. No,
Okay, well, right now we are looking at tie-dye. She is still laid up. That was a huge hit, and there was actually a lot of blood. So I'm sure everyone concerned about tie-dye, but she is being looked after, as you can see. But we are at halftime right now of this game. We're going to come back in about 12 or 13 minutes.
13 minutes.
Oh, 13 minutes, 50 seconds for the second half of this brutal game right now. But we are very glad to have you, and we hope you come back. We're going to have a second half in just a few minutes.
Oh, hi, I'm ZZ Slop with Fog City Rollers, and you're watching Canuck Derby TV.
It's not true.
Welcome back. We are ready for the second half of the Red Deer Belladonnas in the purple against sorry, I got to say this again. Thompson Okanagan All-Star team in the gray. That's otherwise known as T.O.A.S.T. I am Bulldog. I'm here with
Lulu Demon.
No, I knew your name. I was
I know you know my name. You're incredible at names.
number 44 with the Terminal City All-Stars. Yes.
Yeah, that's me. Trying out the mic with the professional, thank goodness.
Not a professional, no. In fact, actually, they would have stopped me at the border if I was a professional.
Oh, yes, sorry, absolutely. Good point.
Unpaid.
Unpaid, but very amazing.
Moulin Bruise quickly, slipping up on almost non-existent outside lane, just somehow managing to stay in bounds. That was what Mac Mouth was saying in the last game. You cannot leave those two wheels on the side, or else these jammers these days can slip through. Moulin Bruise getting through, getting a whip off of B Pressure, sliding past Foxy McMuff, and comes through for a grand slam. And Born to Hula, the jammer for T.O.A.S.T, still on her initial pass, slips around Shannon the Cannon, but now up to the front. T-Knee, number 222, holding her back, still containing her. And now Shannon the Cannon comes across, barrels across the track, I should say, and takes Born to Hula out of bounds. Here's Moulin Bruise on her second scoring pass now, facing all four of the T.O.A.S.T blockers, forced out of bounds by Snarly Charlie.
And she's having a little bit more trouble with this second pass here. She's got a really strong four-wheel here from the T.O.A.S.T blockers. She's having a hard time, but she's still pushing up, and Born to Hula is still trying to complete her initial pass, and it looks like she's out. Oh, just had to get past Timber, and she manages to sneak out there, but Moulin Bruise has been pushed to the back, and she's calling it off.
Yeah, that was she was flapping both arms out of sequence, not together, but so maybe that threw the referee off a little bit? No.
No, you never know. She was doing like a fish dance or something like that.
That's right.
It's always interesting. We actually have a game when we go coaching, and it's guess which jammer is calling it off, because every jammer has a distinct way that they call off the jam.
And I just wanted to correct something I said earlier before we went to the halftime. Tie-dye. It was not a split lip. Actually, what I saw was a lip ring. It was actually her nose. She got a bloody nose. She got smashed in the face and had a bloody nose. And also it's been reported that she also has a concussion, so that she is out for the second half. And our thoughts and our thoughts and much love go with tie-dye, but here we go. Gunpowder Gertie jamming for the Belladonnas in the purple. And she is fighting against Rambunctious number 34. And Rambunctious gets out first for lead jammer, but Gunpowder Gertie gets out of the pack. Just about 10 strides behind, about a quarter lap behind Rambunctious. So both jammers moving in on their first scoring pass. Rambunctious hits the pack on her first scoring pass, immediately tagged by Teeny, opts to go to the outside lane, trying to call off the jam, but I don't think the jam ref saw her. Now she's on the ground. She got knocked down by Taz, a big shoulder check, and her face may have come down. I don't want to talk too loud because they're right by the station right here.
I think she just got a really big hit right to the sternum just as she was trying to cool it off. That's definitely something that as a jammer you have to be aware of. Standing up and cooling it off, even though you're trying to get the ref's attention, it's definitely going to bring attention to yourself and kind of take away your protective stance.
That's right, but she did call off the jam, so the jam was not called off due to injury, although she did look like she got a brutal hit. And I think what happened there, I don't see a skater. I don't think a skater went to the penalty box. So, no. But I think what happened was the Belladonnas skater came in with a shoulder check, and I think that her face just smacked down into the shoulder. So it was actually her face hitting the shoulder, not the other way around. But here we go. Next jam, we have Spaz jamming number 51 for the Belladonnas, and she is out free and clear for lead jammer. And we have Dixie Drift, number 555, still in on her initial pass. Dodges past Preacher's Slaughter and slips right past Timber as well, but just coming out of the pack just behind Spaz. Now gets in front of her, but Spaz is a full lap ahead and has now claimed the jammer point on Dixie Drift. Comes in with a hip check, but and trying to call off the jam.
Dixie Drift was just not going down. She had her mind set on where she was going, and she was just keeping on skating.
And it looks like we have, I believe Lady Fondle got 2 minutes just now. She went to the penalty box, and head referee Dev Null tapping his hand with 2 fingers, tapping his left wrist with 2 fingers. That indicates that she gets 2 minutes. That means 2 penalties.
I did not see what those penalties were.
I did not either. Otherwise, I would have said.
I absolutely believe that you would, Bulldog. Thank goodness we have.
Thanks
for
calling me out on that. That's right. But she is. But the impact on the game is 2 minutes in the penalty box for one of T.O.A.S.T's strongest blockers, Lady Fondle. So now Anya Knees, number 9X, jamming for T.O.A.S.T. She is up against Moulin Bruise, number 22, for the Belladonnas. And Moulin Bruise going up against a 3-wall of T.O.A.S.T blockers. There's a Purple Kush screening across, getting in position. Buffalicious guarding the outside. Born to Hula on the inside. Born to Hula, misses, does not even make contact, but there's Buffalicious, does make contact, but Moulin Bruise just breezes by. It just brushes off that hip check. And we have Anya Knees still on her initial pass.
But it looks like we're going to have a cutting penalty on Anya Knees right there, which looks like we now have a power jam for the Belladonnas. I think it's only their second power jam, actually. The T.O.A.S.T jams have been pretty clean, and it looks like she's going in for a power jam.
The jam ref for the Belladonnas updated to 5 points. She had 4 points, but then he saw that Anya Knees had been sent to the penalty box, and now a cut. No, it was out of play.
Out of play by Buffalicious right there.
That's right. So a second grand slam for the Belladonnas on this power jam. Moulin Bruise coming in the third time. Born to Hula and Purple Kush coming double teaming her. A 2-wall at the front. Purple Kush nice, and Born to Hula backing her up. Both blockers making contact, but now Moulin Bruise recovers and weaves her way through the blockers, completing her third scoring pass, another grand slam. 15 points so far for the Belladonnas in this jam. Still on the power jam. Anya Knees still sitting down in the penalty box, joined by 2 blockers. So the T.O.A.S.T at a minimum pack, and a 4th grand slam for Moulin Bruise of the Belladonnas. Moulin Bruce comes in the fifth time, dodges around Born to Hula, and Purple Kush screened out of the way by T.O.A.S.T, but she recovers, does manage to give Moulin Bruce a little bit of trouble, and does not give up her point. The jam ends in 4 points in that last scoring pass. Official review called by T.O.A.S.T. But that puts the Belladonnas in the lead. Remember, they were actually quite far behind, but a couple of very strong jams, and now they are in the lead. T.O.A.S.T, I believe, has yet to get on the board in the second half.
Yep, we are 6 minutes into the second half, and T.O.A.S.T is still sitting at 88 points, but the Belladonnas have managed to pull it up to 97 in those 6 minutes.
And we're looking at the penalty box right now. On your knees, number 9X, and Lady Fonda.
Lady
sorry,
Fondle.
number 2.
Yep.
No, sorry, Lady Fondle, number 2. They're both standing in the penalty box. And but while we're on this official review, we want to talk about our sponsor once again, Salter Watercrafts.
Yeah, so Salter Watercrafts is giving away an $800 boat. It's awesome. It's kind of cool. I may have already bought a lot of tickets for this because this is a pretty awesome boat. And you can either buy tickets right here at the bow, or you can go online to their website, which is www.salterboats.com, and that's salt, like the stuff that you put on your food. And you can also find a link on the West Coast Dust Up Facebook page.
That's right, but that is a sturdy-looking boat. I bet if you put a little outboard motor on there, you can take that out to sea.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll be commuting in that. I'll be commuting from North Van to the Pivot Star headquarters in my little boat.
That's right.
So, speaking of Pivot Star, maybe we should talk about Pivot Star Uniforms, which is this strange company that you've never heard of, Bulldog.
It's just talk about it.
I know. It's all right. It's all right, Bulldog.
I know, Pivot Star. They were fantastic. You can get your fancy pants. You can get your jerseys, any custom jerseys, right?
You know what, Bulldog? It's so great that you're here because, thank goodness, we have you to talk about Pivot Star. So, Pivot Star is now doing uniforms, which is pretty exciting. It's been something that's been in development for a long, long time, and it's something that I have developed in line with the All-Stars, which is great because I have a very honest group of women that will tell me exactly what they think about any of my product designs. So it's cool to have a group of roller derby skaters that are there to test and really try out the product before, it goes out to the general public.
That's right. As well as their feedback, it's probably good that they don't say that to the general public, because roller girls can be brutally honest when they want to be, can't they?
Absolutely. And you know what? It's great from a business point of view because I know that my lovely TCRG ladies will be brutally honest with me, and it helps me to make really cool stuff.
That's right. Well, you know what? That just puts a stamp of approval on it, because nothing gets out of Pivot Star without passing the gauntlet of the opinions of roller girls and a whole team of roller girls.
It's a gauntlet. It's definitely a gauntlet. And it looks like we're off again.
All right, and then we have Gunpowder Gertie. She's still on the power jam. On your knees was standing up and now released from the penalty box, but Gertie gets out of the pack, gets past Foxy McMuff and Mortusha to claim lead jammer. On your knees now on her initial pass, but here comes Gertie on a scoring pass, potentially 5. She gets past the T.O.A.S.T jammer. Now gets a whip from her teammate as Shannon the Cannon. Now up to the front. Mortusha makes contact, but Gertie just brushes her off. And it's a grand, nope, only 4 points out of potential 5. So I did not see where she lost the point once again. But she comes around again. This is her second scoring pass, and On Your Knees still on her initial pass.
And
gets taken down by Shannon the Cannon.
And it looks like Gertie has got a back blocking penalty, and she will be going to the box, which means that we have a power jam switch right now. So we've got On Your Knees is going to be taking the power jam for the T.O.A.S.T team right here, and it looks like she's getting caught up a little bit on Shannon the Cannon, but she's round. She's got Preacher Slaughter to deal with, and Timber right at the front, not someone to be trifled with. And she's almost through. She's pushing, but it looks like she's going to get recycled to the back here.
Working hard, still on her initial pass, though. Now, remember, Gertie was on a scoring pass when she got sent to the penalty box, so she may have points suspended until she's released from the penalty box or the jam ends. So right now, On Your Knees, getting drawn way back Look at that. Now they managed to actually get the T.O.A.S.T skaters, possibly a tactical error on their part, but they managed to get them to skate backwards into turn 2 when they did not have to. But Anya Knees now driving ahead again, but still on her initial pass. They are on a power jam, but not scoring any points yet.
It looks like we have an attempted star pass right now. The pivot has got the star helmet cover, and it looks like she's managed to get it on.
Buffalicious is now the point scorer, but time runs out. It looks like Gertie's still in the penalty box. She was standing, but time ran out, so Gertie will be starting from the penalty box in the next jam. Now, well,
I'm not sure what Spaz is doing on the line here, but nope, she's gone.
A little miscommunication.
Yep.
So no points scored by T.O.A.S.T, and now Belladonna's opening up a little bit of a lead now. Looks like, what is that, 13 points separating the two teams. I have to do a little math real quick.
And they've actually, to their credit, Belladonnas has kept T.O.A.S.T scoreless for this whole second period so far. So T.O.A.S.T has yet to put some points on the board. But let's see if they can do it. They've got Gertie out there for the Belladonnas, who manages to squeeze past coming out of the box.
From the penalty box, comes out and gets out first for lead jammer. Born to Hula, number 808, wrapped up by T.O.A.S.T. Be pressured, bridging across. And now here comes Negative Nancy. A positive influence on the pack, though, for the Belladonnas. But Born to Hula does get out of the pack. But here comes Gunpowder Gertie completing her scoring pass.
Nice.
No, only 4 points.
Yep, 4 points for Gunpowder Gertie there. Hit it and quit it. So it looks like we've got Rambunctious up again for T.O.A.S.T, and we have Spaz on the line for the Belladonnas. Looks like we have an empty penalty box, Bulldog.
Impossible.
There must be someone that we can't see. Yep, so we have a full quota of blockers right now, which is going to make the track feel very cramped out there for these jammers. But let's see what they can do.
5 on 5. It's nigh incredible. But we have Spaz on the inside, gets taken out by Purple Kush, and he has to recycle a little bit. And there's Rambunctious moving up the inside lane. Teeny catching her in the front, and now backed up by Taz and Preacher's Slaughter. Preacher Slaughter and Teeny fall out, and Taz can't hold on, and Rambunctious gets out first for lead jammer. Spaz still in the pack, and now slips around the outside. Oh, just almost knocked out of bounds. It looked like she stepped out, but the referee says no, she was clean. So Firecracker unable to hold her in. Both jammers are moving around. But now we have Rambunctious on a scoring pass, out of bounds, and calls it off. May have scored some points. Only 1
point.
Only
Oof.
1 point, and nothing
for the
Belladonnas.
A lot of work for that 1 point there. So I was, very impressed. Rambunctious has been having a good game. Absolutely. She had a great game in the first half. She's still pushing it in the second half. We've got Dixie Drift up again for T.O.A.S.T against Moulin Bruise, who's having a much better game this game. She's slipping through those packs. She's a wily little jammer, is Moulin Bruise. You give her that little foot on the inside, and she's running up there.
But
it looks like we're going to have
all she needs.
Beautiful offensive play from Timber on the outside there. Pushes her around the outside, and she's got lead. While Dixie Drift is still stuck in the back of the pack, and she's racing Taz, who's going to pull her all the way to the back.
And around on her first scoring pass, Moulin Bruise slips past Buffalicious. And wraps up that scoring pass, gets all 5 points. All 5 points this time. Dixie Drift at the back of the pack again. Negative Nancy driving her out of bounds on the outside. She has to recycle all the way out of turn 3. And here comes Moulin Bruise on a scoring pass. Hurricane Hannah repeatedly screening across and slowing down Moulin Bruise. Now she makes contact. But Moulin Bruise recovering, doesn't step out of bounds, gets around Buffalicious and completes a second scoring pass. I believe that is 10 points so far. Yes, 10 points so far for the Belladonnas in this one. And meanwhile, we have Dixie Drift now getting past Timber, but Timber catches her again coming out of the turn and takes her down. Dixie Drift now running into Negative Nancy and Timber. So Dixie Drift still on her initial pass, and a third time Moulin Bruise gets a grand slam. 15 points in this jam. So Belladonna's coming out fighting in this second half and now pulling ahead. 31 points now in the lead. And she's going to come around again. Fourth scoring pass.
Yeah, Dixie Drift is still stuck in the back of the pack. They're having a hell of a job against Negative Nancy and Timber there. They're doing a great job of blocking her. And they're still having her in the pack, and they're looks like she's about to get out, but she's denied by Timber, unfortunately, on the inside, which means Moulin Rouge is going to come around for another scoring pass here. And she easily slips past the two Toast blockers as Dixie Drift has to recycle right to the back of the pack and face this pack again. Is she going to do it? Or it looks like looked like she was going to contemplate some defense there, but that didn't happen.
I think this is getting very close. Now, she's not going to have time, but I think that was either, let's see, I think they were at,
29.
I think that was a 30-point. That was a 30-point jam. 30-point jam.
Nice. I think that's the biggest scoring jam that we've seen of the weekend so far. That was a nice high-scoring jam there. It only takes 2 minutes, and those 30 points are on the board.
But that was 30 points with the other jammer on the track. That was 30 points the hard way.
Yep. No, it's very interesting. It seems like the Belladonnas have definitely come back out. They're staying on the track more. It looks like they've got some really strong power lineups. They're working together. They're shutting down the opposing Toast jammers. And you know what? Toast has just played a full game before this, so they have got to be feeling tired. And I watched Anya Nees and Rambunctious jam in almost I think it was a 3-jammer rotation for the last hour, and they've been back out, and you've seen them again and again and again. And I mean, these amazing athletes have a lot of gas in the tank, but it must be running short at this point.
That's right. I mean, you can just tell by the jersey they are working hard out there. But now, tremendous jam from Moulin Rouge. Now that wasn't just 30 points in the jam; that was a 30-point differential. I mean, but hats off right in that last jam. You called it. That was all about Timber and Negative Nancy. They were working together. I mean, there were 2 other blockers on the track, but every single time you saw Dixie Drift trying to get anywhere in the back, there were Timber and Negative Nancy all over, just a two-woman swarm of pain and frustration.
Absolutely,
for Dixie.
and every time she took her eyes off them, that was when the pain was coming back again. So absolutely, I mean they did a great job blocking, and I think it was actually a 2-on-3 pack, so they had the pack disadvantage there, and they still managed to hold her back. And we're starting without a jammer, it looks like, for Toast. I didn't see her go to the penalty box,
right.
but it looks like she did.
I think it was just disorganization, or possibly just just a flat-out mistake.
No, she's sitting in the penalty box, so she must have got a penalty right at the end there. I think it was a potential that there was a cut right at the end of that jam.
Okay, yeah, the Toast coach was standing directly in our line of sight for the penalty box.
And Gertie's coming round for her second scoring pass here on the power jam. And the Belladonnas are doing a good job of keeping it nice and slow out there as Gertie's coming in for her third pass here. And she's having a bit of trouble with the Toast jammers up there, Toast blockers up there.
Foxy McMuff taking her down, but Gunpowder Gertie just picking herself back up very quickly and managing to get out and completes the pass, 5 points. And opting to call off the jam. It looks like Dixie, she was trying to call it off before Dixie Drift could get out of the penalty box, but I think she called it about a second too late because Dixie Drift left just as the 4th whistle was being blown.
So we have 2 jammers on the track. We have Rambunctious and Spaz going up again, and looks like we have a short pack for Toast right now. We have Lady Fondle and Born to Hula. So we've got a 2-4 pack here. We've got a nice strong wall from the Belladonnas. That's never something you want to see as a jammer.
All right, I think that's Purple Cushion there. Hurricane Hannah in the penalty box for Toast. Rambunctious surrounded by the entire pack, dominated by Purple. That's Belladonna's at full strength right now. Around the outside, Spaz with a burst of speed exits the pack and gets lead jammer again. A familiar tale in this second half. The Belladonnas were actually behind by quite a few points. I don't remember the exact score, but quite a few points at the half, and they just came screaming ahead. And so far, I believe Toast has scored 1 point this entire half so far.
Yeah, in the last 50 minutes. And Spaz just jumped straight through that inside line on that scoring pass. Toast didn't even see her coming. And it looks like Rambunctious is going to try some jammer defense, but that's not going to work. She's going to be denied by Timber. And luckily, she managed just to crawl out of bounds and not get the cutting major on there. As Spaz coming around for another scoring pass. Let's see if she can get those as easily as she did before. And she slides by, but gets hit down by Born to Hula. As Rambunctious takes another hit right there from Timber. But she's still pushing. She's still going through. She's still stuck on her initial.
And Spaz opts to call off the
We're
jam.
going to call off the jam.
A little bit of a collision there, right at the team bench. Spaz almost colliding into Teeny, and almost both skaters almost falling down. But they grabbed each other. It was almost like a little dance.
That's what, those dances happen. It just happens. Just beautiful flowing motion. And what's really interesting is that we have 13 minutes left, and the score has changed dramatically from when we came back after the halftime. We've got 165 for the Belladonnas and 89 for T.O.A.S.T.
And General Discomfort jamming for T.O.A.S.T. up against Gunpowder Gertie. Gunpowder Gertie finds the outside lane, almost gets clipped by Morticia, but gets out clean and claims lead jammer. General Discomfort at the front, Teeny in front of her. Teeny goes for the sternum check, but General Discomfort fights it off, muscles through it, and gets out of the pack. Gunpowder Gertie approaching the pack on her first scoring pass, whips right past Gnarly Charlie. Almost looked like she was going to go for a shirt whip off her, but that would have been illegal. But calls off the jam. It's another hit it and quit it. 3 points for the Belladonnas and another donut for T.O.A.S.T.
Yep, you know what? The Belladonnas have been really good about just getting in there, getting those 4 points, and getting out of there. So that's why they're climbing.
All right. Very quickly, a thank you to the Henry Pub in downtown Cloverdale. They're an event sponsor and also home of our after party. And they also, if you see those white cowboy hats, they donated those, and they did just look cool.
They're
not as cool as bow ties, but they're cool.
Well, up here we have cowboy hats, Bulldog. So no bow ties for us. I should bring bow ties next time, actually. Or I don't know, English flat caps or something like that. And hunting dogs.
Oh, sorry. I read that wrong. Actually, sorry. I am going to correct myself. The cowboy hats are actually from Stampede Tack in Cloverdale. Yes.
They're going to be after you with their horses. They're going to be chasing you down, Bulldog. If you hear a rumbling behind you and some yee-hawing, you better run.
That's right. Did I mention unpaid? No, sorry. The cowboy hats are from Stampede Tack, another one of our event sponsors of the West Coast Dust Up.
Absolutely.
And we want to thank all of our sponsors once again. We're coming into the last 15 minutes of today's action. Moulin Brews gets a whip off of Timber to slide around the outside and his lead jammer.
That was exactly the same move we saw in the previous jam, and they just executed it really beautifully. So a beautiful offensive move, and looks like Firecracker's getting pushed right to the back here. She's getting recycled, and she's meeting another 4-wall of purple. She's having a really hard time. Moulin Brews is pushing past. She gets past Boffelicious, and she's out for her scoring pass, as is Firecracker. She's managed to complete her initial, which means she's now eligible for scoring. And we've got Timber at the back, and looks like Moulin's going to try and grab a couple of points before she calls it off, and it looks like she gets 1, maybe 2, and she's calling it off.
That's right. Slips past Lady Fondle and
3
Smash
points.
Gordon. Also Boffelicious. That's right. So there's your 3 points right there. Did not get past Born to Hula before she called off the jam, so just 3.
3-0.
All right. Are there any other sponsors that I can offend? No.
Well, you've offended Pivot Star a few times, so maybe we should leave that one alone. I mean, I don't think we've offended the boat people. I don't know how you offend boat people, though, so, I'll work on that.
You can start by calling them boat people. No, it's salter watercraft.
Oh, there you go, almost. Okay.
Almost, yeah. Well, I'm gonna try. No, but that is an awesome boat. I mean, it's just standing next to it, it stands taller than myself. And
absolutely. And I'm a little confused as to where the jammer has gone. Oh no, she's attached to someone's elbow pad. And she's skating around without the helmet cover on.
That is a bad luck, and that also cost her lead jammer. You are not the jammer without the jammer cover, and that was her teammate Anya Knees. It caught into her elbow pad, and now I believe that she may also have to. She may also not be on a scoring pass.
No, she will be on a scoring pass right now.
I think you're right.
Yep,
but,
she has completed her initial. She'll be scoring. As soon as you have that helmet cover and the stars visible, you are eligible for scoring. But she's getting recycled to the back of the pack by Shannon the Cannon as Gertie's coming around, I think, for her second scoring pass here. She's getting caught up there by General Discomfort, but looks like she's going to be getting a nice offensive play from Taz there and a nice push to get right through the front and get some more points. It looks like she's picked up 5 points. And
oh, a huge hip check from Shannon the
on Dixie
Cannon.
the Drift. And you know what? It's amazing. She's up. She's to the box, which is a little bit disappointing, especially after getting up after that huge hit. Looks like we've got a star pass right now to T.O.A.S.T. Looks like T.O.A.S.T is going to be jamming this power jam.
So they're going to give T.O.A.S.T a shot.
On your knees is giving her a bit of trouble at the front there, but she's through and she's got her points. She's coming up against the pack. We've got Hurricane Hannah on your knees in general discomfort. She manages to slide by. On your knees, tries to take out there, but it doesn't work, and she's through, which means she's coming back in for another one. And is she going to pick up any points before the whistle goes? And there's 2. She gets 2 points, that last one.
Now, that's right. Well, now if Dixie Drift was in fact on a scoring pass, then we should see some points because she did get in, but I don't see any points. I think that, well, either she didn't make any passes, but I mean, it looked like she did.
It looked like she passed. I would take that up with someone.
That would be an occasion for an official review, but none was called.
Yep. And right now we've got a score of 189 to 89. So the Belladonnas have put 100 points on top of T.O.A.S.T here, and Spaz is out for the power jam. And Dixie Drift is still in the box, and she's in there for quite a while because she went out almost to the end of that jam.
That's right. Well, there is Spaz getting through for lead jammer, completing her initial pass. And Dixie Drift with their star helmet cover firmly attached to her helmet and not to anyone's elbow pad. But she is coming out of the penalty box. But there goes Spaz claiming a grand slam for the Belladonnas. Belladonnas in purple, T.O.A.S.T in the gray. Now, that elbow pad situation, or rather the having no jammer cap, now that's a situation that doesn't come up very often. And in fact, that's the first time I've seen someone on their initial pass getting out and coming back around. So I have to be honest, I'm not 100% clear on the rules, so we'll have to check on that next chance we get. Of course, we're not going to get a chance.
What's interesting is, Bulldog, is I have been in that situation. We had a situation at Wild West Showdown a couple of years ago when we had a helmet cover get attached to someone's knee pad. And under my understanding of the rules, which is not that great, you should still be eligible to have completed your initial pass, and you are still the jammer, even though you do not have the helmet cover on, because she didn't get an out-of-play penalty, which means that she wasn't a blocker. And as soon as she has the helmet cover on, she should be eligible to score those points. So I'm interested to see why she didn't get those points.
Well, yeah, and everything you say makes absolute sense, but what matters is if the referees agree with what you said.
That's always the way it works, Bulldog, unfortunately.
The final arbiter.
Doesn't matter what I say.
Yeah, I could find no flaw in anything you said, but the referees might, and they have the power.
I know.
But
that's
lead
what
jammer
happens.
goes to Moulin Bruise of the Belladonnas, and that is Buffalicious jamming for T.O.A.S.T. She is at the back of the pack. You saw her recycling, so now a full lap ahead, and only going to get 4.
So it looks like Buffalicious is coming around on T.O.A.S.T, but she's getting held up. She's getting a nice offensive push up the inside there. But it looks like she's going to be hitting a big wall of teeny up the front there.
Big wall of teeny.
Yeah, big wall of teeny.
And Scourger, number 94, also screening back and forth. But Buffalicious finally fighting her way past. But not before Moulin Bruise comes in a second time. And also, again, 4 points. Now, this time, I think that was all she was eligible for because Buffalicious got out of the pack in time. But I don't know why she didn't get all 5 in that first scoring pass. But that's the end of the jam. 8 points for the Belladonnas, and still T.O.A.S.T. has only scored 1 point in this second half.
Scored 1 point. Oh. That's, you know what, it's very interesting seeing how teams change. You know, you can be somewhere for 30 minutes in the first period, and you can come out of the halftime and everything changes. And it's very interesting. You know, Belladonnas, whatever they did in that 10-minute window obviously worked because they've come out and they've put 200 points on the board here, which is pretty impressive.
Now Rambumptious jamming for T.O.A.S.T. gets knocked out, taking one of the refs with her, and now has to recycle back. All 4 Belladonna's blockers at the rear in front of her. Now Preacher Slaughtered, number 238, jamming for Belladonna's around. She is lead jammer now on her first scoring pass. Oh, tries to get past Snarly Charlie, but Lady Fondle comes out of nowhere, knocks her down with a shoulder check, but Rambunctious on the ground at the backstretch. So the medics are taking a look.
Looks like we got an injury over on the corner here. I didn't actually see it at all, actually, Bulldog, so.
Well, we don't know if it's an injury yet, but it's definitely a down skater. Sometimes they just have the wind knocked out of them, but the medics go over and they're going to go over and take a look regardless.
Jam has been called off. The players are back at their benches, and we'll get back to you when we know what's going on here. Hopefully she's okay.
Right now it looks a little more serious than just getting the wind knocked out of her, so we'll wait and find out a report. But right now we are in the second half with just 5.5 minutes left in the game, and the Belladonnas screaming ahead from I think it was about a 30-point deficit. I remember. I think it was around 44 points at the half. 88 points at the half for T.O.A.S.T. And as you can see from the score, T.O.A.S.T. has only scored 1 point in this second half so far, and meanwhile the Belladonnas have more than doubled. I think more than quadrupled their first half score.
I would say absolutely. No, they definitely, the Belladonnas came out and they racked up lead. They kept their jammers a bit more out of the box. They kept their blockers more out of the box, and I think that's definitely been the key to their success. And they've just been, they've been grinding down this T.O.A.S.T. team that has, traveled here, played a game already, and it's a bit, just watching the packs out there, it's a fast game, absolutely.
Okay, well, it looks like Rambunctious is getting up slowly, but
okay, and
starting to pick herself up back up. So it looks like she's going to come back to the bench on her own power. That's always good to see. It was when they're down for that long. Sometimes you start to think the worst, but Rambunctious looking like she's recovered. Just got badly shaken. Don't see her favoring any part of her body or anything like that.
No, she looks okay. It looks like she got the wind knocked out of her. I'm hoping and I'm assuming the EMTs have checked her for concussion. It's definitely something we have to be aware of. Broken bones are easy to see, but concussions are not anything to be trifled with. So I know that we have good first aid and EMTs here today, so I'm sure they would have helped her out.
All right, so it looks like we're ready to go for the next one. And once again, look at that, Lulu Demon. We have an empty penalty box. They said it couldn't happen.
They said it couldn't happen, but look at that. I tell you, the NSO's probably going off for a cocktail. Probably gin and tonics around now for the NSOs.
It's a little bit early for that. Although some of them might have had a gin and cocktail before the game. Negative Nancy jamming number 138 for the Belladonnas against number 10, Foxy McMuff, jamming for the first time for T.O.A.S.T. That's why it threw me for a loop. But there's Foxy McMuff looking for the outside lane. Teeny's guarding and now drops to the inside, but that's Shannon the Cannon, and that's even worse. But there goes Negative Nancy through the pack. She is lead jammer for the Belladonnas, and Foxy McMuff now fighting her way to the front, but there is Taz and Teeny, and now Shannon the Cannon coming to make it a 3-wall. Around the outside, gets taken down, gets ridden to the ground by Taz. Negative Nancy, though, goes screaming out of turn 1. Both jammers now recycling to the back of the pack, but Negative Nancy a full lap ahead of the T.O.A.S.T. jammer Foxy McMuff. Foxy McMuff doing a little bit of defensive moving, but now back and forth. Both jammers neck and neck in the pack on opposite sides. Negative Nancy moving up the inside. There's Purple Kush trying to come in with a hip check, but doesn't make contact, and Negative Nancy completing the pass for a grand slam. Foxy McMuff knocked out of bounds by Taz once again. Has to recycle all the way back to the top of turn 3 as Negative Nancy comes in for a second scoring pass. Just pirouettes around Purple Kush, but gets taken out at the front of the pack. I think that was Boffalicious doing the honors. But here she comes getting a whip off of Taz, trying to move around the outside, sneaks back in, now straight up the center. Boffalicious with a shoulder check, but doesn't get her out of bounds, and Negative Nancy staying in bounds, completes the pass, only gets 4 out of a potential 5. She got the first grand slam, but this time only gets 4 out of 5. And there's Foxy McMuff still trying to get around that Belladonna's defense, but there's Teeny and Sparkle Motion and Shannon the Cannon holding her back. Negative Nancy on her third scoring pass in the middle of the pack, now behind Boffalicious, but sent to the penalty box. So it's going to be a power jam for Foxy McMuff as she finally gets out of the pack as time runs out in the jam. and less than 4 minutes left in the game.
So it looks like we're going to be starting off with a full 1 minute power jam for T.O.A.S.T here, which is going to be interesting. We've got General Discomfort up on the line. It looks like we have an empty penalty box other than the Belladonnas jammer, which means that we have a full complement of 4-on-4. So we're going to see what General can do with this situation. Looks like she's pretty happy on the line right now. Getting ready for this power jam. So let's see what happens.
Leaning into the 2-wall of Preacher Slaughter and B Pressure, and now Shannon the Cannon on the inside and Timber on the outside, but B Pressure driving her out of bounds, and General Discomfort has to recycle back to almost to the jammer line, past the pivot line. Now coming back in, Preacher Slaughter has the center. B Pressure driving her to the outside again. Oh, and she just managed to stay in bounds. 2 skaters trying to force her out, but General Discomfort is lead jammer. But that took a lot of time. That took up half of that power jam to get her initial pass.
Yeah, so it looks like we have another 26 seconds left in this power jam, but she does have lead. And we'll see what happens when the other jammer comes out. Looks like she's caught at the front by Shannon the Cannon, who pushes her out. Beautiful move, which means she's going to be pulled all the way back. Let's see where she's going to step in here. She doesn't actually have to come back behind Timber because she'd already passed her, but she's going to be safe anyway.
Safe, yes.
And yeah, she's going up again. Let's see if she can collect some more of those points. She still has Shannon to pass. So and the negative Nancy's out of the box. She hits the back wall of T.O.A.S.T, and I wonder if she's going to be getting a penalty for that. And it looks like she got a back blocking penalty. I'm not sure about that, but as you said, what the refs say goes.
So it's going to be a full power jam. The entire jam is going to be a power jam.
Oh.
And even shorter than that, General Discomfort opting to call off the jam. So it's going to be starting an instant replay. Looks like we're going to have another power jam coming in. But like you were saying, when she came back in behind Timber, even if she knew that Timber wasn't the skater she had to come in behind, once again, it has to be with the referee. The referees have to agree with you.
Yep,
and if you come back in front of a skater that the referee thinks was in front of you, but you don't, well, you're still wrong.
Absolutely. Well, unfortunately, in this situation, you are always wrong unless
that's right. Well,
the refs agree with you.
Then
you're right.
Hey, if 6 out of 7 referees think you came in clean, guess what? You're going to the penalty box.
Yep, absolutely. And oh my gosh, that was a beautiful run by Boffelicious. She almost came out lead, and she was grabbed right at that last second. T.O.A.S.T pulling out that beautiful positional block, and that stop right on the line. That's definitely her signature move, and she's executed it really well. And yeah, looks like she's going to be getting the cut for stepping in front of T.O.A.S there.
There's a little bit of a slow call, a delayed call, but it's possible it may have been relayed in from the outside pack referee. That's sometimes the source of a delay in a call like that. If the jam ref didn't get a clean angle, and I think that cut was on the outside, so he was relying on the outside pack ref. But anyway, now we're back. Now we're into a power jam in favor of the Belladonnas. Negative Nancy into the pack, gets around Foxy McMuff, who stumbles and completes her initial pass. Of course, was it Boffelicious was lead jammer, I believe.
So it looks like Negative Nancy is coming up on a nice, big, strong pack here, but she manages to find the hole on the outside, and she's around Lady Fondle there.
That's right, and then a grand slam for the Belladonnas, and Negative Nancy trying to call it off, but she is not lead jammer. That's a common mistake, but as long as the referee doesn't make the mistake with her, then it's not a penalty. So another grand slam, 2 grand slams for the Belladonnas so far as Boffelicious comes in. She was serving a shortened penalty. She only had to serve the same amount of time as Negative Nancy had already served on her penalty. So it was only about a 30 or 40-second penalty for Boffelicious. So now both jammers on the track. Boffelicious knocked down by Teeny, just barely escaped. No,
she's not gonna get it.
It was close, and it kind of looked like Teeny dropped back fast enough. And indeed she did. So Boffelicious now going to serve a full minute. And there goes Firecracker going in as well. So T.O.A.S.T is going to be skating short. And there was a star pass to T.O.A.S. So T.O.A.S took over as scorer, but now the jam ran out of time, and the period clock has expired. So that is the end of regulation time, and it looks like the score at this time 238-94. So congratulations to the Belladonnas of Red Deer, Canada, the Red Deer Roller Derby Association. And a great game by T.O.A.S.T. They just had a really tough second half. So strong in the first half, but just Belladonnas just dominated, absolutely dominated in the second half.
Yeah, no, I mean that was a really interesting game. I mean, if you looked at the different periods as individual games in themselves, they were totally different games. It was very interesting to see. The Belladonnas definitely came out. They had some penalty trouble. They had some trouble getting lead, and T.O.A.S.T came out really strong. I mean, it's an interesting phenomenon. They just played a game, so I wonder, coming off that high, coming off that adrenaline, to come out and to play another game and to play so strong. I mean, that was really awesome.
All right, so that means that the Belladonnas at the end of the first day, they have a 1 win and 1 loss. Terminal City with 1 win, only played 1 game so far. Mm-hmm. And T.O.A.S.T, unfortunately for them, with 2 losses in the first day. And of course, what was the other thing? Anarchy Angels with 1 win so far.
Yep.
So actually tied with Terminal City. So that is the end of the first day of games.
Oh, that's tie-dye right now. She looks like she's up and walking, which is great to see. Let's hope that she goes somewhere nice and quiet to keep her brain okay after that concussion. Looks like she's getting some hugs from the opposing team, which is nice to see.
And that is a lip ring, not a split lip. So.
No, well, it looks like she's showing off something. I don't know.
Well, that is one tough woman there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she's showing off a little bit.
Yep. You know what? Us Derby girls, we like to show off our scars. We play a pretty hard-hitting game, so
Yeah, I just want to list off our sponsors one more time before we break for the day. A big thank you to Salter Watercrafts, who have donated a boat. For Pete's sake, they've donated a boat. You can buy your raffle tickets at the West Coast Dust Up Facebook page, and you can also see more boats like it at www.salterboat.com.
Ooh, look at the boat.
And also, what about Pivot Star? What can you say about Pivot Star?
Well, Pivot Star is actually sponsoring our Super Skills competition this weekend. I think on Sunday we're going to be having the Super Skills competition. We're going to be seeing what these ladies have. I think we've got a long jump, a high jump, and something else. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be, Pivot Stars donated some pretty awesome prizes for that. We're going to be giving away a complete uniform package to the 3 winners of the Super Skills competition. So I hope those get some good entries there. I want to see some big jumps.
And also, if you're ever in downtown Cloverdale, you can go by the Henry Pub. They are also the sponsor of the event, as well as the home of the after party for the West Coast Dust Up. And finally, we also want to thank Stampede Tack for the wonderful cowboy hat. They're an event sponsor. The cowboy hats that they have donated to all of the the commentators.
Beautiful.
That's right. I'm wearing it. It doesn't quite fit over it. But thank you to all of our sponsors. And that is the end of our broadcast for the first day of the West Coast Dust Up. We hope you had a great time. And also, don't forget to send us pictures from your viewing party. Thank you, Lulu Demon.
Sorry,
and
I was being
Bulldog.
called off on other business. I'm back. Oh, thank you, Bulldog. Thank you for handling everything while I was away chatting with someone. That happens. It's shiny object.
Good night, Gracie.